This is from Catherine. People who complain that their kids can't get into college or find jobs but refuse to fund education. Oklahoma now tied for 48th in teacher pay. To quote you, Timmy pokes his eye out, honor roll. Look, thank you. Yeah, no, this is unbelievable. Well, you guys had the strike, right? Yeah. And so they got, well, okay. I got it. I didn't feel like I was personally responsible, but I certainly, when you guys were on strike and I was doing this, when it happened in Arizona too, I was big on supporting it, that strike, because I think it's amazing that the entire country in terms of teachers don't strike, because it's really, they treat teachers as if you're like, you're supposed to be, you're all like, it's like, you know, some sort of a Mother Teresa cult, that somehow, you know, gee, boy, really, you want to get paid for this? What the fuck? Don't you love our children enough to just fucking scrape a few pennies together and maybe, you know, skip, why don't you skip Christmas this year for your kids and maybe go, you know, you've got some time off during this Christmas time. Why don't you, instead of doing Christmas at home, why don't you go to a soup kitchen and get some shit done there too? It's unfucking-leavable. It's abusive. I think that teachers have been abused since, literally from the time that I've left school, it's become more and more and more apparent that fucking adults don't get what teachers do. They don't understand what teachers do. They forget the... And both sides don't help. The adult who brings his child to school who thinks that it's important that the child has a medication for ADD because that way they get special attention. That fucking asshole, along with the person who doesn't bring their child to school and homeschools them because they don't want their child to, you know, because there's some people there who have like thoughts. So my hope and my prayer is at some point, you know, you want, look, you know, if you're, what allowed teaching to be great in this country on one level, and nobody wants to hear it, is that the teacher went into that job, as my mother did, because there was a guarantee, as the many teachers that I had as a kid, that it was a guarantee of you will live a middle-class life. You are going to be a middle class, that is it, and you will be covered for you'll be covered medically, you'll be covered in terms of your retirement, you will be covered in terms of your salary. You will be able to live like a human being, you will be able to live like a middle class human being. That doesn't exist anymore. Now you're supposed to live like you're a fucking, like son of, I can't even talk. So, you know, and if you're going to fucking frack your way to hell and back, then the least you can do is take some of that fucking frack money and you know, you know what? Why don't you give every fucking school an oil well and see how that works out, assholes. Yeah, and the lack of applause there is the reason this shit isn't working out.